Today it's still Monday, March 4th, 2024. Currently I'm uploading the part 3. And what I was doing, I came here and I was cleaning the carbon that has around here to be able to pass the piston rings freely. I haven't done anything else, just only that. And I haven't even touched the crankshaft, like I said. I haven't moved it even a 10 of millimeter. One thing that, as I was cleaning it, it came to my mind. I said, Tassos, you're dumb, because before 2012 M157s, they have different crankshaft bearing cap bolts. It doesn't have the silver color the silver color is 1 millimeter greater. And the other one's M8 instead of being M9, if I remember right. Except of this, on the number 5, the thrust washer is thinner, usually, on the before 2012. On the main bearings, on the number 5, the lip is from the other side. Good luck. I hope that don't be the case. The bolts, I can see that it's the old design bolts before 2012. I can see that clearly. Nothing wrong with that. Just only I don't have it. I don't think so. I have it in stock. We can see about that. Or we order one set only. Once again, we're gonna see about that. The most important thing, I definitely don't have the thrust washers, the thin one. The classic one after 2012, it's 2 millimeters, if I remember right, 205, if I remember right, and this is 175. We're gonna see about that when it comes to time. And the number 5, it's other way around. We can compare it with the newer M157 down on the floor over there. Right, this has been exploded. You cannot use it anywhere. Belongs to the customer. But we can just lift it up and see the difference. To show you on the video, I know the difference. I hope to don't be the case. I hope to have the normal main bearings and thrust washers like this one. And the only difference to be the bolts. That has the little bit tinier, skinnier bolts. Don't be the M9, to be M8. Like I said, later on we're gonna see. Priority, cleaning the carbon now. Yeah, you're gonna see later on. You're gonna see later on. Let me go wear gloves and move on. Actually, I have the marker, the cap. So after cleaning the carbon from the top of the pistons and all around here on the cylinder wall, I need to get some oil, to put some oil inside to be able to move it, because that's what I'm doing actually till now. You can see much better now what I'm talking about, how does it looks like. And obviously I continue cleaning all of the cylinders. Why? Because I don't see scoring on the cylinder wall on the number 2. That's beautiful, that's lovely. I'm happy. Let me put some 10W60 full synthetic inside, carefully on the number 7 and on the number 4 over there, and let's take it out. I remove the number 1, number 5 here, and then the number 2. Alright, I want to check the pistons, and then you're coming here, that's the number 1, and you see this. I was expecting the number 2 to be worse than the number 1, but yeah, okay. And from here it's full of carbon, obviously, because it goes sideways and because the connection is bent, it's not straight. Alright, I'm gonna wash it all, gonna pass through the petrol, and I'm gonna put this out of the engine room. That's the number 5. Alright, you see that from here it has less carbon, but didn't touch the piston on the cylinder wall. From here it has much more carbon built up. Here it's much more clean, because also this connection is bent. Yay. Number 2. Yeah, most probably gonna change the number 1 and number 2. Not with a new one. I'm looking for a used one. I'm not trusting the piston rings, and I'm not trusting also the piston at this point. I mean, watch how much carbon has from this side, because it had greater clearance. Alright, see from this side. Okay. Alright, let's take it all out. Take it all out. Hey, yeah. At least the cylinder wall, it's okay. The number one is a little bit worse than number two. That's okay. You can use it. Let's move on. Before I show you the pistons and the connecting rods, I just put it inside the engine room to clean it a little bit, to remove the oil, and then to take out the connecting rods. Yeah, where was I? Thrust washers, I have to measure it, because I think that, if I remember right, these are thinner and different part number. But I was wrong regarding the bearing, because it's on the same position. Yep, same position. Yeah, I was wrong about the bearings. I'm happy about that. I was wrong. I was wrong about the bolts. All right, I already know that. These are the bolts what I removed from this block. It's supposed to be M9. I don't remember exactly what's the size. What I know that there are these two bolts before 2012. All right, these two bolts, and there are these two bolts after 2012 that I can use the inner one. The inner one I can put the new one, the galvanized one, but the outer one, it's different size and it will never gonna fit. To do that, to convert it on the new one, I have to send to the machine shop, drill it, tap it to accept the new one. I never do it, to be honest. I never did that before. So what I'm doing, I'm using the old part number outer and the new part number inner. And it's working fine. So, and that's what we're gonna do also this time to avoid having any headache. Alright, this I took it from here, I was searching for it. I was searching also for an old thrust washers, but didn't found, doesn't matter. Then, yeah, I need to have the lower bearings are here. Yeah, it's okay. For Houston, it's okay. Alright, you're not gonna close an engine with these bearings. You're gonna prefer to put a new one. Alright, the upper one is gonna be in much better condition than the lower one. And every time I'm saying the same thing. Maybe no need to resurface, no need to polish the journals. And then I'm saying, you know what? I'm gonna put the new bearings. So it's nice to have one light polishing. So to accept the new bearings to be beautiful. And that's what I'm gonna do again. I'm gonna send for one light polishing the crank. Yep. Now, thrust washers, keep it as this. Front, lower, rear, later on, because I want to mark it. Let's go inside to see the piston and connecting rods. Now, back inside of the engine room, I'm looking for the number one and number two. These two piston and connecting rods. Alright. This is the one that I showed you earlier outside. Yeah, I'm not gonna use this piston. Alright, I will not gonna use this piston. But I'm gonna have it as a reference, so the other piston that we're gonna found to have similar dimensions. Alright, and then that's the number two that I was expecting to be worst, but it's not worst. Let me pass through the fuel here to remove the oil. The connecting bearings, obviously, with the new connectors, you put also new connecting bearings. It looks okay, classic, like another time. It didn't have more than 100,000 kilometers. It was somewhere there, 100, 120. That's what I believe. In any case, let me make it dry from oil, separate the piston from the connecting rod, and then have a look on it. The number one and the number two. The rest, I'm gonna keep it there. For now, it's fine. One guy placed a comment, system's broken. I think it's the username. He mentioned for the solenoid, the wiring, the extension wiring for the solenoid, that was unplugged. No, it was unplugged. I said, if you watch the part 2, that I unplug it because missing the safe, the piece that has to secure it down. And you can see the second part, that I am the one who's unplugging it. Alright? Just to be clear, it wasn't unplugged. And I have no clue where I put it. Maybe I throw it over there in the box, maybe. But once again, the cable, the electrical connector for the solenoid of the oil pump, it was not unplugged. Alright? Let's go inside now. Now, we have the 5, 6, 7, and 8, and the 4, yeah? Where's the 3? Oh, 3 is there. Yeah, open your eyes. And here we have the number 1 and the number 2. This is the connector for the number 1, that's the connector for the number 2. Let's get the connector rod. Okay. I just remove the oil from the connector rod. Yeah, here we go again. From this side looks beautiful, alright? Yeah, you see the cap here. Let's flip it. Let's make it this way to see what's gonna happen here. Alright, clear, fair enough. And here it doesn't do anything because it's like this. You can see the space that has in the middle. I'm not gonna focus, but in any case, yeah, you get the picture, right? This goes back to the customer, to the owner, to have it on his desk, to do whatever he wants. Because it's not, you cannot use it anywhere. That's the number 2. Lovely. Let's place it this way, and then, yep. How many times? If I have 1 cent every time that I'm doing that on the stock connector, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Now, the sad thing is this one. That's the sad thing. If the piston didn't have these things, if it didn't have this scoring here, the piston, and has also looks like a crack. If it was like this, and you can see the machining lines, like I'm saying all the time, the vertical I'm talking about, horizontal, sorry, not vertical, horizontal. You see the machining lines here, right? You see also the machining lines here up, all right? But when you don't see the machining lines and you have scoring and scratches, you do not trust the piston, especially here up, that it has much more heat, much more temperature than the skirt or down here. All right, so okay, looking for a pistons, 2 pistons, dang it, but at least the rest are okay. Something is that. I'm not looking for an 8, I'm looking for 2 only. That's fine. No, I'm not gonna use even this one. Screw it. Just what it takes to get some measurements, okay? Get some measurements of the skirt, and then try to find one that it's identical. To have similar. On the previous garage, I had some pistons. I keep some pistons from a 0 kilometer engine, from a 20,000 kilometer engine, from a 50, 100, 150. Not full 8 pistons, but a couple of pistons. Whichever was healthy, I was keeping it since the customer, he was never getting it back. And I had it as a backup. If anybody needs, let us say, 1 piston, boom, we have it for free. You put it on, everybody happy. But now I don't have nothing. I have some from the other engines. I have some from this one. And I have, yeah, I might found. We're gonna see. Now, I'm gonna stop here. I want to wash the main bearings because I want to mark the main bearings. The floor is a disaster, yeah, because I'm walking in and out. So what's the plan? Like any other time, washing the bearings to be nice and dry, right? Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Same thing also on the upper one. Same thing also with thrust washers, because I want to get some measurements to have a peace of mind. Send the crankshaft to the machine shop for one light polishing to be beautiful, and then washing the engine, cleaning the engine, preparing the engine. Find the crankshaft main bearings. Classic thing like any other time. Nothing new here. Alright, it's gonna be the same setup, just only you're not gonna be with sleeves, you're gonna be with stock pistons, and you're gonna have an aftermarket connector rods. That to find out, to see that has an aftermarket connector rods, you have to open the oil pan, you have to open the pickup tube, the frame, to be able to see it. Yeah, you can say that it's gonna be bone stock. It will gonna be bone stock, just only upgrade connectors. Yeah. That's it for now. Thank you very much. Over and out. Next time with the parts washed, eventually I hope that I will gonna found bearings and everything in the thrust washers. The connectors are here. I need to find also two pistons, like I said. Wish me luck. Yep. That's it. I need to remove, except of the crankshaft main bearings, the thrust washers and the crankshaft. 1, 2 here to remove completely the sealant, make the small details. Here I went till there. I need to continue cleaning also back here. Remove also these two pins. Yep. To wash it, to finalize it, and put inside the engine room. That's the plan. Nothing new. Thank you. Over and out. Since I haven't uploaded yet the video, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yes, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine from the point that I don't know about the run out. Obviously, I didn't put the dial bore cage inside to see what's going on, but we are okay from the point of the scoring. Okay, I have seen much worse than this, and they're still running. All right, lovely, lovely. Crankshaft's here. It will gonna go for one light resurface because I see a trace of rust. Fortunately, it's in the middle. Alright, because the upper half has a groove. This, it looks like that there was a water, the oil was contaminated. You see some trace of rust on the journals. And then when you see the main bearings, that's a tensioner, by the way, forget it. Let's go inside to show you the main bearings. Just put it inside. I haven't right on it yet. If you see the upper one from the left to the right, that's the number 1, that's the number 5. These are the rear, the thrust washers, that's the front one, and this is from the number 1 to the number 5. Alright, but pay attention, see what you see inside of the main bearings. You see some garbage, like a rust. Like it was contaminated, the oil with coolant, water. Yeah, not necessarily coolant, maybe water. Yeah, you see the trace. Yeah. That's why also the crank, it's a little bit rusty. In any case, what I'm doing all the time, same thing I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna wash it, I'm gonna put the numbers on them. Yeah. Keep it in order, washing it, mark it, and then continue. I have to separate all the connecting rods. I need to keep only the pistons. Number 1, number 2, I'm not gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it as a reference, like I said. Yeah, lovely. Let's start working on it. Next part is gonna be most probably everything nice and washed. Yeah. Thank you. Over and out.